Long before I came across this site, I was talking about Freemasons in law enforcement. I want to make this brief, and I'll use the patches that are in this video. As you can see, I'm absolutely correct, and you will also see images of Homeland Security and so on and so forth. So, for people to say that I'm wrong and that there aren't secret societies plotting against me is completely absurd. Of course they are. Of course I've called out law enforcement and secret societies and different political movements, and there are people who encompass all of these things. They exemplify all of these things. There are people who are Republican Masons in law enforcement who are Eurocentric, and so on and so forth. Most people lack comprehension, but there are those of us who do not. The immoral acts of the deep state should be addressed. Rousseau said, "What wisdom is greater than kindness?" I believe was his exact quote. I believe his name is Jean-Jacques Rousseau. I think he was born in Switzerland and lived in France or something. But the point is, Satanists are doing this. I've been studying them for a long time. You can pretty much tell by my wall that I've been studying Satanist New World Order, Talmudic Satanists, satanic feminists, satanic gay community, the connection between alchemy, pharmacology, psychiatry, eugenics. Evil people are in charge, haven't you noticed? Demonic gang stalkers and gold digging, materialism, selfishness, Satanism, and a whole bunch of things about it. You can pretty much tell I've been studying this for quite some time, and I'm very insightful. That's why I'm the top martial artist, and they still can't beat me. In 18 days, it'll be 2 years exactly. So I was just thinking, I was like, what is the significance of the date? And it hit me. Somebody that I know was born on this day. Somebody that the gang stalker sent that I talk to quite frequently. Now, I know this would be very hard for a lot of people to understand. But why would they do this with you in mind? And I do not really have an answer for you. I don't know. I think that perhaps they've aligned a lot of things at the same time. These people like doing things on dates. It's ritual, satanic abuse. It's ritual, satanic abuse. There's a lot of police officers that have looked into this. One of them even worked for the Santa Clara County Sheriff Department, ironically, who looked into ritual satanic abuse and how it overlapped with the military. And Aquino was charged at one point, and I think he got off. He was acquitted or something, or they dropped the charges. However it was, he wasn't convicted for it. He was accused, in the least. And a lot of investigators have looked into this. FBI agents, sheriffs, and this is not some crazy idea that no one's ever come up with, or that it must be a result of a mental illness. This is real. This is absolutely real. For whatever reason, the date they chose to do lined up with someone I know's birthday, and they chose to harass me as a result. Worst case scenario, they did it completely in order to get revenge against me, which is very confusing. I know. I really don't understand it myself. I really don't. So I think that it makes much more sense to assume that one of two things. One, which is extremely unlikely, that it was just coincidence and everything that's happened is a coincidence. Now, those of you who've been watching my videos for a while, you know I've referred to CEDU several times in the last 3 or 4 years. Several videos, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 videos. You know that I've talked about satanic ritual abuse. You know that I'm a victim of government harassment. You know there's masonic harassment and stalking going on. You know psychiatry is a part of this, and you know that I've proven it beyond any doubt. And I constantly refer to myself as one of the greatest threats to the New World Order, and I absolutely believe this is the case. And for that simple fact, perhaps that is the reason they've done it. Perhaps they're tickled by the fact that I'm the top martial artist. I refer to myself as a transcendent hero. I refer to myself as Heru. And they look at Set or Sooty or Typhoon as the devil. And so perhaps they want to torture me and mock me and provoke me and try to get me to sink to their level, or perhaps their plan is to ultimately destroy me after putting me through a whole lot, after putting me through hell. The belief of these people is to make earth like hell, as above, so below. What above are they talking about? There's different ways to look at it. You can look at it as the earth is above hell. So they're trying to make hell on earth. Therefore, they torture people in hell. They put them through hell. And they think of themselves as the demons who are torturing people. It is a ritual, cyclic or cycle abuse. Most of you don't understand this. I have secret societies in my family. I understand this very well. Okay, I've met many people in secret societies. We've talked about theology and religion and the nature of the universe, the nature of, and so on and so forth. Human nature, why we're here, the nature of God, and so on. A lot of theology, a lot of spirituality we've talked about. We talked about rituals and different schools of thought and our opinions on theosophy and things of this nature. And, we all tend to agree that Satanists at some point took over the secret society structures. Okay? And nobody's doing anything about this. And it's very sad. It's part of why I'm so hard on secret societies, because they just go along with it, just like everyone else. But the secret societies go along with it the most because they know what's going on. They know a lot of who the players are, and they just go along with it. Okay, so I've talked about, the different connections, the regional hat that was left in my house. And obviously all these things, if law enforcement, for example, were to take them seriously, one by one they would pretend to rule them out, okay? Because there's other explanations for it, and I can't really get into what they are. It's a long story. But to make a long story short, I know for sure that they wanted me to know, and I really wonder how it won't wound up on the birthday of somebody very close to me, very important to me. I really wonder. There are so many coincidences here. So many, I wouldn't call them coincidences, so many, I wouldn't call them happenstances. There's so many interesting facts, so many incriminating details here that incriminate them that I don't know what to think. And again, you'll see, part of light, part dark. Again, I'm making this the last possible moment for the light really distorts my features. So I had to rush it to make it this point. I don't do this on purpose. That just happens to be where the shade hits. I know it has an interesting look to it. I'm not doing that on purpose. I am not in a secret society. I do not think the same way they do. I think it is appalling. Horus, when I talk about Horus, it's my culture, not my religion. Okay, I'm a Christian. I absolutely hate Satanists. Have a bunch of Satanists come around me at the same time, a bunch of high-value targets, and you'll understand real quickly exactly what I believe and exactly how much I hate them. And I'm not from the light side or the white side of the occult structure. I don't believe in the good side and the bad side. I think they're all bad, being controlled by selfish bad guys on top. And a lot of those guys don't believe in violence. Pretty much all of them don't believe in violence. I believe in violence. What I believe is very specific. It distinguishes me from everybody else and every other philosophy that you can think of. You pretty much never find anyone who sees things like I do, which is pretty much a dead giveaway that I'm not controlled by anybody. Anyway, going back to what happened. Okay, so you had Cedu. I was at Cedu. There was a female there who talked about aliens and possession. She was a spaz, and she'd freak out. Her name's on the tip of my tongue. It'll come. Hopefully, it'll come. I'll put it in the comments. Okay, name was like, damn it, what was it? I think her name really doesn't matter. I only had her first name anyway. It'll come to me. So basically, the gang stalker's been talking to me for 2 years. She's the one who made it that the atheist told her to provoke me. She's the one. In one of her pictures where she was catfishing me, and she said that she knew the girl that was catfishing me. The female's name was Annie Killen. And I saw her on the road. This person said that she was her and that she drives an Audi. I've seen this female on my private road driving a fucking Audi with a female, excuse me, she was in the passenger seat with a female, a British looking female driving the Audi. You know, so it's an Audi whether she was driving it or not, whatever. It's not a coincidence. Not too many people drive on this road. And the British looking one looked at me and laughed, and the other one, the Annie Killen looking one, kind of looked all guilty. Okay, and they're from San Diego. There was one of the cults, I think it was Heaven's Gates in San Diego. Okay, cults, Crowley was active down there. The Hermetic orders, Golden Dawn, all active down there. Masonic lodges, active down there. This guy, I think his name was Ted Gunderson. He was the head of the FBI, you know, Los Angeles division. He was a victim of gang stalking as well. Obviously, he was active down there. Okay, and I don't think I have to get into the occult in Hollywood. I think you all understand. And then Orange County, the largest concentration of skinheads. I've spoken on them. I was at CDU in San Bernardino at Reform School in the mountains. Okay, let me say it again. I was in the mountains in San Bernardino. When I go to University of Phoenix, one of my counselors from Idaho, Ascent, when I got kicked out of San Bernardino for running away twice and smuggling weed twice, they sent me to Ascent. Okay, you follow me? And one of the counselors from Ascent was at University of Phoenix. Okay. My ex-girlfriend with University of Phoenix, I have a whole bunch of videos about all the gang stalking that happened there. But there's certain things that connect all these things together. And they gave away little clues, but none of them were enough for me to know what they were getting at until it was too late. They like doing that. They like giving away little hints, you know. I've heard about the dollar bills and the Twin Towers and the comic books and the movies. They like giving away little hints, and there's nothing you can do because you really don't know what they are until it's too late. It's hidden in plain view. Gang stalking is a form of hidden in plain view. You know, everyone around you doesn't really know what's going on. But the gang stalkers and you know what's going on because they're secret society scum. They're doing it in plain view. And I'm going to end it right there. You know, I think I've covered everything between this video and the other one. I covered the regional. I covered that. Oh, the guy from CDU. It was one old Knights Templar. I almost want to say Knights Templar because he has that kind of look to him. Some people just have this Renaissance look to him. He was this white guy, short hair. Okay, there was some Germans there. There was a female there who's admitted that she had two grandfathers who were 32-degree Masons. She was on Alan Watts' show, and before, I believe they took the video down, but before they did, I took a video, you know, I made a video of the video showing they had over 1 million views. And she says that she's the daughter of 3 32-degree Freemasons in that video. She told me too. She said in the thing she said she was from Northern California. I recognized her voice before she even said that. I knew it was her. Okay, all this stuff connects together. I mean, with gang stalking, a lot of what goes on is, you know, you could point to MK Ultra and stuff like that, but some of what goes on, people haven't really understood that it goes on. That there's people who are family members, who have family in the entertainment business and so on and so forth, and they're in secret societies too, not just the people in the entertainment business, and they do gang stalking as well. I mean, you people don't understand how deep this goes. On record, there are about 2 million Freemasons in America. You think they all sit there holding their dick when they're organized into Grand Lodges? The Grand Lodge is in San Francisco. Okay, my older brother lives in San Francisco. I mean, we look at all the connections here. This is not some kind of a mistake. The head of the California Counterterrorism Task Force, or whatever, the FBI base, San Francisco, Northern California. You know, they're all organized together. I went a lot longer than I want to, but one thing I know for sure, and you know, you could argue, well, if you make this claim, you're going to sound delusional, you're going to sound crazy, you know, and so on and so forth, you know. But if you really listen to what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, you know, this is not a delusion. This is very logical. There's a whole lot of things that point to this. So, you know, I know it as fact, but if you want, you can call it a theory. It's a very well-educated theory with a lot of supporting evidence. You know, there's a difference between that and some crazy fucking accusation. Much different. But you will find bootlickers who do not see it that way. And then there are millions of people who know that I'm right, who are in secret societies, and countless others who study secret societies. So when there are millions of people who see things the same way as I do, can you then turn around and say that I am fucking delusional? No, then it becomes subjective. You know, are the Democrats delusional because it's a bunch of Republicans that think that they're out of touch and they don't believe in, you know, maybe, you know, women are oppressed and blah, blah, blah? Are Republicans delusional because they're Christians? I mean, who's delusional? This is subjective. And the problem is we've let a bunch of fucking imperialist dogs, a bunch of satanic filth in mental health determine, you know, where to draw the line. Well, I'm out of time. Thank you. So a lot of you don't understand how serious it is with me and the New World Order. If you look at my old videos, okay, when the Trayvon Martin case, for example, first came out, my video was #1 on YouTube for like a week straight. And then after a while, the Young Turks had a video that started climbing up the ranks, and eventually it passed mine with views, and it passed mine in the search results. But it took like a week, okay? And in that video, I said, pretty much quote unquote, you know, I said, you know what you must do, in a very angry manner, speaking to black revolutionaries, okay? So we live at a time when, you know, probably in the last maybe 30 years or so, tensions between the black community and the police, well, pretty much going back to the Rodney King riots. Since the Rodney King riots, tensions between the black community and the police haven't been as high as they've been since about the Trayvon Martin shooting, which was one of the first shootings that started this whole media craze. You know, and then you had a lot of people using their phones to record police brutality, and you had the shootings, Tamir Rice, and, you know, that guy in New York, you know, that big black guy. And there was several. There's been quite a few of them by now. There, you know, there was, you know, a lot of you haven't heard of, I think it was Kendrick McDade or something like that, or maybe, I don't know where I get that name from. But then there was this guy, you know, Ezell Ford, Los Angeles. A lot of you haven't heard of him. And there's a lot of shootings. You know, a lot of black people got killed, and a lot of tension. The Black Lives Matter movement, right? So when you look at everything, you know, and how at one point I was converted to Islam and so on and so forth, and I have a lot of enemies on my fucking wall. I have people I have groups, not even people. I have groups crossed out: atheists, racists, feminists. I'm calling out gold diggers, Satanists, New World Order, all the millions of members in secret societies in this country. You know, homosexuals, crossing out psychiatry. One of the most profitable industry is the, you know, pharmaceutical industry. I'm crossing out the most profitable sector, you know, the most profitable part of the pharmaceutical sector. You know, the mental health oligarch scum. You know, Zionists, you know, Zion Nazis. Like, I have a lot of enemies. Okay, and then I call out certain departments by name. I call out the feds and the CIA. I called out Panetta in this one video. One of the videos I had the most views of any video, you know, had over 100,000 views, was a video calling out Panetta. Called him a chicken neck piece of shit and so on and so forth. And, you know, I have a lot of fucking enemies, okay? So to think that, you know, that I'm magically making this up, it's quite disingenuous. You know, it's very just facetious. It's very just wrong. You know, what they're doing is egregious. What they're doing is fucking very obvious, okay? All the spiritual bottom feeders have been ganging up on me for quite some time. They've been cyber attacking me. They've been trolling me. And some of them are police officers, just like you have skinhead fucking cops. You know, you have gay cops, you have feminist cops, you have racist cops, you have satanic cops. You know, people don't truly grasp how this really works, okay? I have fucking enemies out the kazoo, you know? And it's just common sense. I have 3,400 videos telling spiritual bottom feeders exactly how I feel about them. Telling psychiatry how I feel about it. Telling the Illuminati and Freemasons how I feel about them. Telling cops how I feel about them. Telling gays. And I tell them in a very, you know, dramatic way. Then I have this top martial arts challenge that they failed to meet. They failed to best me.
And in 18 days, it will be 2 fucking years. December 20th, 2015. You know, and it started in 2013, December 20th. Okay? I've been calling these people out and rubbing in my top martial artist challenge for, in 18 days, it will be 2 years. And I've been calling them out for 6 years on YouTube alone. And they were on my bumper before I even made Illuminati Part 1 in the end of August 2009, because I was going at people in the comments and I was giving speeches on Yahoo Chat. You know, I started off as a teenager, you know, on AOL, went to Yahoo Chat talking about politics. I was talking about politics when I'm like 13 years old. I'm in the religious chat room, Islamic chat. I was in Hispanic chat, Hispanic teen chat, African American teen chat, black chat, hip hop chat, religion chat. You know, going to the every once in a while I go to the LGBT chats and I tell them how I feel about them. Hey, over the years, I have made many fucking enemies on the internet alone. And let's not forget, I was a gang member for fucking years and years. Okay, I made many enemies on the street. It was one of the few cops that was ever killed in San Jose was Officer Fontana, and he was killed by a black guy who the media reported him as being from 7 Trees. Now, I'm not going to get into all that controversy, you know. I'm going to leave it at that. To make a long story short, you can imagine what gang I claimed. It wasn't 7 Trees, but, you know, guilty by association. They've been on my bumper for fucking years and years and years and years. Okay? Went to fucking reform school. I was in the system. Psychiatry was on, you know, diagnosing me when I was 13 years old. That's when I had my first mental health diagnosis, and it was a complete lie. You know, it was depressed with slightly psychotic features. And then it went on to temporal lobe seizures, and then finally when they debunked that, they said, well, you know, then he's bipolar, and then they went to, you know, schizophrenic and blah, blah, blah. And when everything was said and done, you know, the last one was that there was nothing wrong with me. Okay, but right before that, it was psychosis. And then the guy said, you know what, your problem is you're smoking weed. When you smoke weed and you come down, you get very angry. So after all, you know, there was probably like, you know, and of course the depression one, you know, so there was about 6 or 7, you know, maybe as many as 9 diagnoses in the last, you know, last 21 years. Yeah. Okay. So they've been misdiagnosing me for 21 fucking years. And so that's when I started studying psychiatry. What would you do when they first give you a diagnosis you don't agree with? You're like, look, I'm not fucking, you know, slightly psychotic and fucking, you know, depressed. I just had a female break my heart, and I've gone over this many times. Okay? You see this? This is something I carved in my wrist when I was about 15, 16 years old. Okay? Because I had my heart broken really bad. I had my heart broken bad when I was 13, and I had my heart broken very, very bad. With 13, I believe it was some female named Kimmy and some other females. It really fucked with my head. I was sensitive, young, you know how it goes. Going through puberty, you know, whatever, okay? Or right after I went through puberty or whatever, you know, emotional stage. And then when I was 15, I had my heart broken really bad by Maria at fucking in high school, and so on and so forth, okay? And they said, oh, he must be this, that, and the other thing, okay? The first time I went to the fucking psych ward, I walked 5 steps outside the fucking gate and saw the neighbor's fucking daughter, and they thought I was in a fugue state, their words, that I was in this kind of temporal lobe seizure state, and I wandered off and so on, and I'm trying to explain to them, they're not listening to me, they take me to the fucking psych ward. You know? So, they've been using this phony mental health diagnosis to try to get people together and say, this guy's crazy, he's a threat, we need to put him in the psych ward, get him drugged up, blah, 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 because all these people have their panties in a bunch. Psychiatry really has their panties in a bunch. I've been calling them out on the internet, reaching out to people, making it my life fucking mission for 21 fucking years. I've made 3,400 videos on YouTube alone in the last 6 years. Okay, over 6 years actually, because it was started in August 2009. It's now December 2nd, 2015. So that's what? That's like 6 years and 4 months. August to September, October, November, yeah, about 6 years and 4 months, a little less than 6 years and 4 months. Okay, so that's what? That's like 6 1/3 years. 6 1/3 years. Okay, 3,400 videos. You think I don't have any fucking enemies? Now, some of my videos have San Jose and Morgan Hill on the fucking title. You think I don't have any enemies? There's not a bunch of Nancy boy queers, all their panties in a bunch, not a bunch of gang members and fucking spiritual bottom. I mean, come on. It's like, do I really have to explain to you how my videos haven't made me the most popular person in the fucking world? I can count the friends, the friends that I talk to still, or the good friends I've made on the videos with like 2-3 fingers. not even one hand, like half a hand. With half a hand, I can count the friends I've made in the last 6 and fucking a third years. Okay? And fucking I've made millions of fucking enemies, literally. I mean, you know. And I'm the top martial artist calling these bitches out. I don't think you truly understand. Imagine if Bruce Lee went on TV and said, I hate faggots, I hate racists, I hate feminists. I mean, what do we think would happen? You know, he'd have tons of enemies. Just because I'm not as famous as Bruce Lee doesn't mean it's not comparable. Okay? I'm somebody they can't see toe to toe. I'm somebody who's a greater warrior than they are, who's more respectable than they are, putting them in their sniveling, lowly, dog, eugenicist, filth fucking place. The spiritual bottom feeder bitches. And usually I do it better than I just did it right now. I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. You know, if I was to say that they fucking kill people just to piss me off, you shouldn't be surprised. Because I piss them off more than you can fucking imagine, and they know that I'm Horus the Protector, the Skywalker. They know I serve the one true God while they're a bunch of satanic, sniveling bitches. Okay? They know that. They know that I'm destined to win. Horus defeats Sutek. God defeats the devil. They know that I'm going to win. All they can do is act like a bunch of sniveling pussies, make a big fuss, give me a hard time, and wait for the moment when they are definitively crushed. Like the weaklings, like the pussies they are. And I only have one more. I have one word for all you fucking lowly fucking scum. I will finish this with one fucking word. And you will know, they will know what it is. Some of my viewers will know what it is. A lot of you will be clueless. Ngani! I was not planning to put this in part 2. I guess I'll wait till tomorrow to upload part 2. But, you know, I had to add the pictures of the Regional Medical Center hat. Show you that, you know, some people say, oh, he's delusional. He thought there was a hat. There was a hat. Fucking assholes. Anyway, this is from the British Journal of Sports Medicine. Okay, so basically the stimulants can kill you. First of all, you know, if you believe me that they are stimulants, and that, first of all, then you know that they're not always using it. Mostly they're using sedatives, and either way it's throwing off my balance, messing with my mind, body, and soul. There's tens of thousands of people who use stimulants in martial artists alone. None of them can beat me. And they regulate the dose. They're covertly drugging me once in a while, these things. Okay, and my best martial arts, which I'm about to show you in a minute, are done without the stimulants. Alright, so I wanted to show you that there's no proof that they improve your performance, but I do believe that they actually did. Okay, recently attention has been given to the widespread use by athletes, despite the lack of evidence regarding any aerogenic or real performance benefit and their potentially serious side effects. So it goes on and on about the different effects and amphetamines effects, and here at one point it says they may improve reaction time, decrease muscle strength, and all these things, you know, yeah, potentially could help with martial arts, but not when coupled with prescription pills and sedatives and things that throw off the balance to make you look like you're flailing around like a mad idiot and not really doing martial arts, and they play you out. So I actually do agree that these things potentially do help you out, but is that what's happening in my case? No. Number one, you've all seen my trophy time and time again, 1997. Okay, long before any of this covert drugging began. Secondly, this list is going to show you beyond any doubt. Okay, so this is, now notice this is being recorded from a video camera. Okay, this is before I was even using my cell phone to record. This is from a video camera, and this is a repost. Okay, and the date is May 20th, 2012. So yes, if you didn't know that this is a video camera, and you can tell from this one, this one's the same thing. It's more obvious here. At this point right here, watch.
The way that it makes it fair.
That's the, that's the black edge, I believe, from this camera. Okay, you see the black edge on the side.
In a way that it makes it fair.
Okay. Now here, I really want to make this fast.
It's cool. Show my fans.
You can tell that I'm fast, precise. I actually have more coordination with my kicks, so I'm a better martial artist off drugs. I'll prove to you in a second this is off drugs. January 29th, 2014. Remember that date, January 29th, 2014.
It's cool.
Very graceful, very precise, very on point. Now, when we go over here, I'm gonna refer to my drugging playlist, and then we're gonna wrap this up. I didn't want to be this long. I apologize for making this two-part series so long, but all this stuff had to be thoroughly explored. Okay, when I actually added that video to the list today. So in the other video, in this video where I make it about this playlist, I don't include the video I just showed you, but I move it into the list, which is right here, which is before here, which is before here. Now notice the date on this. This is when I go back on prescription drugs.
So,
okay, I've been on prescription drugs since February 27, 2014. So I wasn't being drugged with stimulants. Okay, I was being covertly drugged back in 2012. And I believe April through July, and July I end up going back to the psych ward. Then they restart the covert drugging, and it's very obvious. I can totally tell the effects. That's how I know the dates, and you can tell by the timeline and so on. And I prove that. I prove that in this video at the end of this list. Proof of sabotage, blah blah blah. Okay. And so this one, listen how I talk.
It's not a coincidence that I look healthier, and there's more food available to me. And they've backed off of me, so I'm less irritated. Basically, my mood has to do with the background stressors, just like everyone else's. It's like when things go your way, you tend to be happy.
Listen carefully how I talk. Basically, I'm drugged on exactly what I say here. And so you can see this is the post, because I might have been able to change the title. I might have made the argument that, hey, you may change that title just to make this video. But look, 1 year ago, Sid Jackson, okay, and it says the same thing. It hasn't been edited or nothing. Understand? If you notice this one has been edited from a year ago. See the difference? Okay, so yeah, that is what it was. You can also tell by the voice. You can tell the voice is different. My voice in the other one is not sped up or anything. You can tell when I'm on stimulants, I start, my voice is sped up, because when I'm on stimulants, I say the number one thing that makes me talk fast is because I do have a certain amount of control, is the fact that I have a certain time limit to make the video.
It's cool. For my fans. Oh yeah.
You can tell that there's nothing out of the ordinary about me. There's no drugs affecting my performance, and I'm fast. One last time for good measure, because I think that
it's cool. For my fans. Oh yeah.